Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to my review and reaction of the Broncos defeating the Chiefs 22-19 on Sunday. Yes, I am recording this on Thursday and about 4 days late, but don't yell at me, I'm busy. And may or may not have fallen asleep after work the last 3 days, but that's beyond the point. So let's get into it. Okay, so yes, you are hearing that right. Denver won a game against the Chiefs. And you know what? It's now becoming a little more often that it happens because, it doesn't take us 14 straight losses to beat him anymore. We've actually beaten him with Russell Wilson, and now we've beaten him with Bo Nix. Actually, believe it or not, Bo Nix is 2-1 all time against Patrick Mahomes. Yes, you have heard that right. Bo Nix has a winning record against Patrick Mahomes. You can't say about any of the other AFC West quarterbacks. Definitely not Geno Smith. And Justin Herbert, I think, is nowhere near that. And one other team I forgot, Patrick Mahomes can't play himself. So I think we are the best team in the division. Obviously, that's obvious because, we're 9-2. Chiefs are 5-5. Chargers are 7-4. And only the Raiders, they're useless. They're 2-9 or 2-8, whatever the fuck they are. But going into this game, I literally knew that, not knew. I'm not putting words in one's mouth. I thought Denver was going to lose because, one, Andy Reid is unbelievable after the bye. Two, they had a bye before this game. And three, we always fail to beat the Chiefs. Minus a couple times recently, which, bodes well for the future. So, going into the game, my hopes were real low. Plus, no one else doubted them. And the fact that Denver was 4.5-point dogs at home when the Chiefs were 5-4 at the time and we were 8-2. Granted, yes, I know it's the Chiefs. But it just shows you how much the NFL just believes the Chiefs can dominate and just no matter what the record is or what's in, they can win the game, which is, speaks for their past and, how good they are. But Denver was not letting them do that clearly. So, unfortunately, I could not stream this game. I was busy. But I did keep up with it. And holy cow, was I sitting there watching and I'm like, oh my God, they're actually doing this. And now the fact that, one, the fucking penalties in this game were absurd. I think there was almost 20 total penalties in this game between both teams, which I thought the rest were going to screw over Denver here, but somehow they screwed over both teams. Granted, Mahomes was trying to get a flag thrown over every time he got hit, it felt like. He was being a baby out there. And between that and, our defense was just dominant again. Jaquan McMillan apparently is an edge rusher now with 2 sacks on top of his interception. So, what? I couldn't believe that. Later in the game right there, Bo Nix coming in close. Someone had 300 yards passing. He had no turnovers. He got sacked twice, which is, high for him. I'm pretty sure at this point he's still the lead sack quarterback in the league. But in this game, our defense just shut down Patrick Mahomes. Granted, yes, the stats are going to tell a different story because he had almost 300 yards passing himself. But if you look at it, most of that was just Travis Kelce, which I feel like every time we play Travis Kelce, he just does good against us and is really annoying. Granted, we had no Pat Surtain and no Alex Singleton in this game, so, you got a bit of a disadvantage there. But I'm not saying that's the reason why Travis Kelce went off, okay? I am not going to point fingers at nobody. Not happening today. But anyways, so the fact that, the game was ruled by our defense, Jaquan Miller, or I don't know if it was Jaquan McMillan, but there was a pick 6 that got called back because of a stupid illegal contact penalty. I was so mad. But then again, they made up for it with another one. It was a return for 6. And it also was returned for quite a few yards. But then, of course, there's another penalty and got called back. The penalties of this game were just absurd. Granted, at the end of the day, once again, Denver had to win this game with a freaking field goal. And I'm so sick of them winning at the freaking buzzer. Can we please just have a comfortable lead where we can just kneel out the game? When was the last time that happened? I don't know, probably the Cowboys game. Hopefully not. But anyway, so this game was crazy. 22-19 seems like a pretty, normal score for whenever these two teams play. And it really helped that this was in Denver. The crowd. Tony Romo said it himself. Not Tony Romo. Yeah, Tony Romo. Correct me if I'm wrong. But anyways, he said it was the loudest atmosphere that he has been at all season, which is not surprising. When Denver fans aren't suffering from terrible play, they are actually, great fan base, which, granted, it's been 10 years since they've gotten to witness greatness, so I can't blame them. They've been holding it in for that long. So, we started off trading field goals 3-3, then it was 6-6, and finally we broke through with a touchdown, made it 13-6. And I ain't gonna lie, I was really like riding high at the point, like, oh my gosh, okay, we're gonna do this. And then they just came back, and then eventually they took the lead to go 19 to 13, which worked out because, 19-16, which worked out because they missed the PAT. Frank Crum, thank you, arguably saved the game because it would have been a totally different game plan if they were down by a touchdown versus a field goal. Because then all they had to do, obviously, was tie it up, get one more stop, and then go kick a field goal to win it. And that's exactly what they did. I mean, once again, Bo Nix on a final drive, just launching passes, had the nerve to throw an amazing ball to Troy Franklin to get into, like, deep in the field goal range. Because they were around midfieldish, and it would have been like a mid-60-yard field goal, and I was going to be very worried about kicking that. Even though, granted, it's in Denver, and the air is thinner, so the ball flies farther. I am very aware of that, but still, it happens so rarely. Well, actually, I'm saying that. It's been happening a lot this year. But it's possible, but I felt much better if we got at least 15 more yards. And then Bo Nix is like, fuck it, 35-yard pass, make it an easy chip shot. So, and then, of course, assuming everyone has heard about the fact that last year, when Denver played the Chiefs, they had a chance to kick the game-winning field goal, and it got blocked. That was a 35-yard field goal. And then, so, the field goal to win this game was also 35 yards. And Will Lutz said after the game that he knew it was the same length. And I was glad I didn't know that at the time because I really would have been nervous. But luckily, that didn't matter. He was 5 for 5 in this game with the game-winning field goal right down the center. It was gorgeous. Denver wins an unbelievable game. Now, what does this mean for the future? Well, one, Denver's now 9-2. And they are in their bye week this week, which is great because Alex Singleton and Patrick Surtain are supposed to be back after the bye, which is even better because they play on Sunday night against the Commanders, which I couldn't believe did not get flexed out of Sunday night, especially with Marcus Mariota playing. But if you know what, I'm okay with it because that means we can just dominate on Sunday night, and I just cannot wait for it. So that is going to be looking forward to because we're going to Mariota is going to be thrown in, put in so many bad situations, and it's going to be great. And on top of the fact that they're just depleted everywhere on their roster, obviously their quarterback's out, their defense has lost so many injuries. It's amazing. Bobby Wagner is still playing, honestly. So, and he's mid-30s, I think, at this point, maybe late 30s at this point. So that game is going to be great. So they got a whole 2 weeks off now, and they have an 8-game winning streak. Haven't lost at home in like almost a year now, and they are just continuing to somehow win off of a mediocre offense and just dominant defense. And I just feel like at this point, whoever they're going to play that's just how they're going to win. You know, you just need Bo Nix to play good enough to get them. Like at this point, you could probably win the game with 20 points. They don't let anybody score more than 20 points on them. The only time they did was the only time I feel like it happens is when they're in garbage time, like against the Cowboys. Joe Milton threw a garbage time touchdown and got them 24 points. Like, when they're playing, they held Dak to 17. How many people have held Dak to 17 or less? I don't think anyone else has. So, like, they're just dominant, and it's been great. So, right now, they're 9-2, number 1 seed in the AFC because they have the strength of schedule wins over the Patriots. Obviously, the Colts are on bye this week, so they have one less game played, which is true, which is going to work, which is going to happen with Denver this week, so the Colts win, they'll also be 9-2. But the Patriots play, I don't think they have a bye for like 2 weeks. So they're going to probably, if they win and keep rolling, then they're going to be at the top for a while until they have their bye week. Then we'll be tired of them again, hopefully. Because we got a couple easy games. We got the bye this week, and then the Commanders, and then the Raiders after that. I believe that game after that's either the Chiefs or the Packers, one of the two. So moving forward, we have a chance to get healthy, have some easy wins to get out of the bye, keep rolling, and then hopefully we can hold the number 1 seed. That would be awesome. I didn't realize that we had the strength schedule over the Patriots, so that is what it comes down to. Who gets the home field advantage throughout the whole playoffs? That is going to be huge because the Patriots' hardest game left is the Bills. I think all the other 5 games or 6 games left at this point are all against trash teams. Because I'm sure they got the Bengals. Obviously, got to play the Jets and Dolphins again. So, granted, Denver is in a great spot right now. So, that is my reaction. So sorry it took so late. But I'm going to try to not fall asleep after work so I don't have this issue again. But I'm filming this game on Thursday, so the Bills and Texans are tonight. I will be live streaming that if you want to watch it. Link is in my bio. But until then, I will see you guys next time.